Welcome back to Supremely Black Podcast. This is your host, D Rose. Now, let's take this conversation out to Colorado, man. Look, it has been a high of highs all week. They were able to flip the commitment of Juju Lewis. If you don't know who he is, kid is out of Georgia. The real deal, plays in 7A. I think he has, no, not thinking, he has 10,000 yards. He's going to be graduating at 16, going to be on the college campus by January. He flipped his commitment from USC to Colorado. So he seems to be the successor to Shador. It's going to be a huge, huge pickup for the Colorado Buffaloes. But I just say all that to say this is that it's been a week of nothing but highs. A lot of stuff going on. The media attention surrounding them. They're number 16 ranked in the nation. They control their destiny to get to the Big 12 championship. Only thing that they need to do is to beat Kansas in Arrowhead, and then they come back home, I think, to play Oklahoma State this coming up Friday to complete the season. Right. Win those two games, you're in the Big 12 championship. A lot of people had considered this Kansas game a trap game. It was nothing short of that. As you can see, they got out to a 17-0 lead. David Neal, listen here, my brother. I know I had played with you on NCAA. Had no idea that you was really just cooking like that, because Kansas, you can look at their record, you see that they are only 4-6. Truth of the matter is, they were very similar to how Colorado was last year. By that I mean they squandered away either leads or did not close out games in the fourth quarter, so they've lost a lot of games by one possession. So them putting together a complete game has been that's been their sweet spot the last couple of weeks. They've kind of found their footing. Like, they beat BYU, they beat Iowa State. Both of those teams were ranked, and now they have knocked off Colorado. And boy, let me tell you something now. Everybody know I rock with what Coach Prime got going on. I'm not a Deion worshiper like some people. I'm very critical in regards to certain things that go on. This is one of these examples to where I would say, man, people love when Colorado lose. I ain't got so many text messages and group chats in forever. Yeah, I'm still hot because, I mean, they messed up my fan duel, so I'm hot right now. I don't really got a lot of positive to say, man, but I'm going to tell you something. If them kids, like Coach Prime said, you could obviously see that they had became intoxicated with success, man. You lost 37-21 to a team that everybody in the nation expected you to beat, besides people that actually watch football. If you cannot stop the run, you're going to be in trouble. Kansas has David Neal, 4 touchdowns, had almost 300 all-purpose yards, if not over 300 all-purpose yards in his final game playing in his home state. The boy put on, man. You know what I'm saying? And now all of the haters that have been peeping around the bushes, sitting around looking, waiting for Colorado to lose, everybody that has been watching them phones, you might as well go on and log out of social media now, because it is just now going to get started. And it's only rightfully so. You have to tip your hat to the guys over there in Kansas, and they handled their business, man. 37-21. Coach Prime had spoken in the press conference I was just watching, and I agree. They got to feeling themselves. They didn't have that same hunger and grit. The defense kind of looked like them boys, okay, we got this, we straight. They looking at the record. You got to look at who they've beat prior to you. A lot of people felt that BYU was one of the top teams in the nation until they lost. Iowa State was one of the top teams in the nation until they lost. The team that they lost to was this Kansas team. They gave them the same problems they gave everybody else. If you cannot stop the run, they will control the clock. They are not going to did not let Shador and Travis Hunter take over the game. They had their moments, but at the same time, I think David Neal ended up having more yards alone than Colorado was able to do. And the reason why they were able to do that is because they did not punt the ball, for one, and they controlled the clock. Everybody that watches football knows anything about football. You keep a fast-scoring offense off the field, good luck. And that's just what happens. So they gotta, rightfully so, they have to deal with whatever comes with the haters being able to celebrate, got their pom-poms out, they hype. I told y'all they wasn't going to no playoffs. It is what it is. Now, how do you recover? What do you do after this? All the spotlight, all the rappers, all that. Can you block out the noise and still say, look, we still have a chance. We're going to need some help to get into this Big 12, but we're going to go out and ball when we get a chance in this bowl game, regardless of what's going on. Coach Prime left them with a message. I'm going to leave you out with that. As always, long live CC. I'm out.
It's not one of you can say you played your best game. Nobody in here can say you gave the maximum effort. You gave it all you could. It's nobody. And you see the result. See, the problem is you got intoxicated with success. And success is intoxicating. You start believing what they're saying. You start listening more to what they're saying. You bought into all that foolishness that you were this. And you went out there and we got humbled. Coaches, players, everyone, we went out there and got humbled. But it is what it is. Where you go from here? Where you go from here? Like, where do you go from here? That's the critical thing. What do you do with this moment? What do you glean from this moment? What do you learn from this moment? Where do we go from here? Because this moment just ain't about football. This is about life. And this is a tremendous life lesson. Let's learn from it. Let's learn from it and grow from it. The question is, guys, I'm going to ask you one last time. Where do you go from here? God bless.